we got a guest ISS crew with us tonight. I'll narrate for Joe. Joe's in camp out right now, but he started the day off with a great workout here on our newly operable ergo. That's proof that we did it. John and Tony did a great job yesterday. And some of us had a few hours for, and here I am dragging a 5 MLE bag from the shuttle into the station. I think I'm going to put it in node 2, although I can't remember for sure what I did with this one. Oh yeah, Sandy just pointed out to me that that's the UPA distillate assembly, which she went to work on, and you'll see later in this film. But I'm just moving the box. Yeah, that box itself weighs about 500 or 600 pounds, but John's really strong. The neat thing is that some sardines get to work together, and the two crews from Discovery and from the space station are blending together like we've been training together for a long time. Okay, the real meat and potatoes for today was to deploy our solar array wings that we installed on the truss that we installed yesterday. And so a team effort. John ran this show from the lab. We had all the guys except for Tony in the lab. Tony was back in the aft flight deck running shuttle video from there. And we got you a couple of minutes of this video that you may have seen earlier today as we deployed both solar array wings. They both came out very, very well. You never know what to expect after they've been canned up in the box for many years, and they came out very, very well, and we're all very happy. It was a good day. Okay, here's me in the aft flight deck of the shuttle, me and all my friends there in the video. Actually, I was fortunate enough, the Expedition 18 folks came over and took some video. And again, Joe's in camp out, so you won't get to hear his voice tonight, but you get to see his pretty face. He's over there working in the airlock, doing his EMU swap, so that basically getting his spacewalk and spacesuit ready to go. He's going to go out the door tomorrow. It's funny right now, and Joe are both replacing batteries that they've charged to power their lights and their helmet lights and glove heaters and cameras. Yeah, this is after we got the 3B deployed. It was the second of the two solar arrays. It was a job well done by John and the entire team. We were very happy to have that done successfully, and it was really the high point of the entire day. We saw this for about 8 or 10 hours, and so we want to give you at least about half of that this evening. Let's see here. Filling up a big bag of water to leave on the space station. The shuttle, in the process of making its electricity, generates a lot of fresh water. So we're going to transfer that over to the space station. They have it sit for a little while, and nobody wants stale water, so we're putting in some minerals and some chemicals to keep the bugs out of it and keep it fresh. And keeping the shuttle fresh, here's Joe vacuuming out all the vents. We have a circulation system, and with folks eating and living on a relatively confined space for a number of days, a lot of stuff collects around the vents. So Joe has a vacuum cleaner here, and he's keeping the ship in good shape for us.
this is glacier payload swap out, Sandy, and I worked on this change out of the glacier, which is a refrigerator for scientific samples. And I worked in the mid-deck side, and Sandy worked on the U.S. lab side.
Tony's doing a good job filling all these water bags for us. We're getting many of them, our little water pigs, and we have a nice water wall in the lab where we're keeping them, and we're going to overflow that, and we'll have to find another place to make a pond or a puddle or a wall of some kind. Every shuttle would keep giving us water until we get our water recycling system up to process urine. You'll see some work on the distillation assembly a little bit later. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm starting to get into here. There's a bunch of brackets across the water recycling racks, and Koichi is going to get to learn how to take those down and put them back. Once you've done it a few times, it's not so difficult, and you have to do that every time you get into those water recycling racks, and the distillation assembly, of course, is behind one of them, and that took a few hours today, not necessarily because of the stuff on the racks, but because of the bolts and things like that.
John and Ricky doing some good transfer work for a couple hours. We got ahead of the timeline, we believe, in transfer, and that's a lot of good work all day by John running the transfer game plan.
Yeah, we have what we call resupply, which is where we bring stuff up to the station, and return, which of course is where we bring stuff down. And we're doing a lot of little things. For example, there's a torque wrench that Ricky's moving between the vehicles. And then we got some great big things like the distillate assembly that you'll see Sandy working on later on today. And for the guys that are going out tomorrow, they're going to take a lot of photos. So we're preparing normal, regular 35mm cameras with some EVA blankets, and we're making sure that they're working ready for tomorrow.
More transfer operations again. After the solar arrays were deployed today, we basically had about 3 or 4 hours of transfer ops going on for the majority of the crew members. And here you can see getting a handoff from, I believe it was maybe Ricky passing to me, and I'm going to shoot it over to John in the Columbus lab, and that's where he's going to go ahead and store a lot of our 5 MLE bags that we've had pre-positioned in the Columbus lab during this entire dock time frame.
And we're still, we had to make sure we had 2 cameras ready to go for the EVAs tomorrow. In addition, they're going to be taking out an infrared camera. And speaking of warm things, got my first chance to exercise today, thanks to Tony and John fixing the ergometer. So I got a quick bike ride in between the solar array deploy and doing some transfer.
This is just, most kids just envy the opportunity to do this, and we've had a 50-plus-year-old kid all day long just looking forward to this. I'll let you have him tell you all about it.
Yeah, I was just so excited by the vernal equinox that I couldn't resist flying around and crashing into things.
Yeah, that's the distillation assembly, and this is the rack open. All of the stuff that was on the rack to the side of the rack, and I was about shoulder deep in the rack at one point, just trying to get the bolts all torqued down that we're using to hard mount the hardware.
And another workout session. This one on A-Red. We're very fortunate, some of us, to be able to use A-Red. It looks like it's going to be a phenomenal piece of workout gear, and I was happy to get some squats in today. It really is a tremendous exercise, and you know, I thought I was doing well, and Koichi came over here and he ratcheted up by about 3 times what I had, and he's just making it look so easy.
actually we have a wonderful exercise device, and we enjoyed working on those, and we have wonderful space food as well, but sometimes it's very nice to have fresh food like apple.